Would you believe that the Air Force employs a full-time glass blower? Would you also believe that his name is Vasili Boroda? The avionics laboratory at Wright Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio, has a need for precision scientific glassware. And Mr. Borodachev is on hand to custom make items required for laboratory research. Sir, there have been several things that have happened to you throughout your career in the Air Force. Is there any one particular thing that stands out in your mind as the most significant, or the one that had the most meaning for you?
You remember, or you probably don't remember, you couldn't remember, but it is a fact that back in World War II, we had an all-Negro fighter group that I commanded, and later a medium bombardment group. The success that these two units met, particularly the fighter group in combat in North Africa, Sicily, and Italy, meant that the people who were in it would have a firm place in the United States Air Force. I think without question this has to be so very, very important that it's the most important thing that happened to me during my career.
Lieutenant General Benjamin O. Davis, Jr., graduate of West Point, a pilot in 1942, commander of 2 distinguished all-Negro squadrons during World War II. After 27 years of outstanding service, General Davis retired as Deputy Commander, STRICOM. We talked to General Davis about young ideas and how contemporary thinking will affect the Air Force of tomorrow.
The armed services were going to have to listen to what the young people were saying, realize that even though it might not in each case make very good sense and be possible of implementation, realize that they've got a message in the overall, and we should analyze that message, and I just hope with you that what you say comes about. I don't think that we in the military want to be considered as cast in a separate mold. That's the way we were before World War II, cast in a separate mold. World War II made us a civilian force, regardless of what you want to say about it, but I assure you that I identify much more with civilians today than my father did when he was in the service a good many decades ago.
The civilian and military communities both need competent, dedicated men of experience to lead the way. Lieutenant General Benjamin Oliver Davis, Jr., retired Air Force career officer. an American.
Herbie is a cool car. For both of us being in the service, Herbie is really fantastic.
I'm Airman First Class Marvin Reyes.
I'm Airman First Class Patricia Reyes.
You both have the same name?
Yes.
Same last name, Shelby. Why?
Oh, why? Because we're married.
Well, to be truthful with you, I joined the Air Force because the draft was very close on me. My brother was in it, and he seemed to get a pretty good deal. I work on avionics systems on the F-111. The career field I'm in is really good because it's interesting. You get a lot of schooling, a lot of education and background material for the work that we do. We get the job done that we're assigned to do.
I'm an admin specialist working in the 414th Fighter Weapons Squadron. I do a lot of typing on Air Force forms, Airmen's performance reports, well, publications. I do that also, and your Air Force filing. Before I came in, I was a hairdresser. I joined the Air Force because I wanted to. Marvin and I both use the commissary and the BX, and I know if it wasn't for the commissary, we couldn't make it. Like a typical housewife, I really get enjoyment out of cleaning, because then after I clean, I see how nice it looks.
We met at the Airmen's Club at Keesler. This friend of mine told me that there was a girl that wanted to meet me, and I couldn't figure that out, but it really turned out nicely. Our cat's name is Stinky. He's really a groovy cat.
Since we bought our new stereo, Marvin and I are beginning to buy records, which is nice because we didn't want to watch TV. We can listen to the stereo. I like to decorate, although our decorating isn't what some people would call appropriate, but we sort of like it.
This house is really dead without a poster on the wall. It needs something to liven the place up.
Las Vegas, to me, means a lot of action, a lot of doing things that you couldn't do in a lot of other states.
Excitement is great in Las Vegas because there are not too many places that you can feel alive in.
If an individual isn't happy in what they're doing, then they might as well forget everything. And this is what's so important to me, because Marvin and I both enjoy doing things together, like going and buying our psychedelic posters, looking at them, choosing them, and picking a name like, well, when we named the car Herbie, and like when we got our cat Stinky, naming him. It seems like most of the things we agree on. I think Marvin and I are both grooving on life simply because we're happy in what we're doing.
Possibly the most extensive collection of military patches and insignia belongs to Staff Sergeant Robert L. Fink.
And the last time I displayed my collection, there was exactly 1,750 patches on display. No two items alike. Of my favorites is a set of first metallic wings ever made. They date back to 1918. Before that, they were used in cloth wings that were embroidered on the left sleeve of their outer garments.
How did it all start, Sarge?
The patch business actually started in 1917 when an outfit, the 81st Infantry Division, showed up in France with a likeness of a bobcat embroidered on the left sleeve.
At first, the War Department vigorously opposed the use of patches. But soon after the bobcat patch appeared, approval was granted, and they've been used ever since. Nha Trang Air Base, Republic of Vietnam. Graduation day at the Vietnamese Cadet Training Center. With each set of wings pinned to a uniform, the Vietnamese Air Force takes another step forward. Pilot training in the United States, modern aircraft, plus support from United States Air Force advisory teams, is putting the Vietnamese Air Force in a position where it is becoming more capable of meeting the demands of war.
Sunday. The President of the United States of America, authorized by Act of Congress, March 3rd, 1896, has awarded, in the name of the Congress, the Medal of Honor. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity in action at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty. His consummate skill and selfless dedication to this significant mission were in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Air Force and reflect great credit upon himself and the armed forces of his country. These officers and non-commissioned officers have received the nation's highest honor. Brigadier Generals Doolittle, Walker, Castle, and Mitchell. Colonels Craw, Johnson, Kane, and Kirby. Lieutenant Colonels Hamilton, Baker, Howard, Vance, and Jackson. Majors Zemer, Jerstad, Chelly, Wilkins, Baum, Carswell, McGuire, Shomo, Seville, Davis, Loring, Fisher, and Dethlefsen. Captains Lindbergh, Pease, Lindsay, Walmsley, Wilbanks, and Young. First Lieutenants Rickenbacker, Gettler, Mathis, Lawley, Michael, Puckett, Gott, and Knight. Second Lieutenants Luke, Bleckley, Sarnowski, Morgan, Hughes, Tremper, Kingsley, Thimoyer, and Metzger. Non-commissioned officers Bossler, Irwin, Smith, and Mathies. Fourth floor, E ring, the Pentagon. It is still 9:30 p.m. Sunday.